Hey guys and gals, welcome back to My Big Country episode 26. And this would be My Big Country version 1.1. Yeah, I finally gave in and actually updated the map, and quite satisfied with it. I was working on the map a little bit yesterday, and I'll show you some of the changes visually that he actually changed in the map that we can notice right off. The main thing he took out or changed was he actually took out those built-in conveyor belts on the sugar beets and potato heaps there, uh, which are pretty nice. It's not a big deal. He recommends that we use the Maru conveyor, and I already use that, so it's not a big deal. Um, it does help out because I know you can hit those triggers, especially if you're doing course play, but if you're doing it yourself, I noticed the last episodes when I was unloading these sugar beets and I was pulling out to turn around, I was actually getting pretty close to the trigger of the conveyor, and it was probably going to reload the trailer. So that's one of the differences there. It looks cleaner. And the other thing is he added this conveyor. He actually, I guess he removed those conveyors over there and put them in over here, which is on the cows' manure area. And you can see there, it's going to pull out over there, and you can pull a trailer in there. So it's pretty nice. And then he actually added conveyor to the pig mod. So we'll just run on over there really quick. And before we get over there, you're probably going to notice the trees look a little bit darker. The pine needles are a darker green, and they don't seem to be as transparent as the L ones. And the bark's different. I noticed when you cut the trees, it's got a slightly redder tint to the core of the wood. But this is pretty much what a lot of the modder maps or modders are adding to the maps now, is this type of tree. And I'm kind of noticing that they're kind of getting away from the stock one. And I'll show you the downside of that here shortly. So let's go over here, and here's the manure conveyor for the pigs, which is pretty nice because most of the time when the pigs get dirty in there, you have to scoop up the manure off from the ground. So this is pretty nice right there. See what else. The one downside that it's going to take me a while to get used to is that you know that this farm has a pretty massive bunker right there. So what he added is this area here that I was working on to add some greenhouses. He actually added 2 big bunkers over here. So I don't know how I feel about this. Honestly, I can't see myself ever using these, so it would almost be a waste. But it's his map design, so I guess he has a vision. But honestly, that one silo over there is plenty for all the animals. I mean, I could see this coming in handy if he added in the beef mod in here, where you actually have some extra animals in here. So yeah, and you can't just copy the new map into the mods folder and then just start up the save game. It works perfectly fine, but visually you're gonna have grass all over this dirt area. So basically what I did was I had to basically start a new save game excuse me. Copy over my old vehicles XML save game, a career save game XML, and my economy XML over to this new save game, so that we got all our vehicles back, all our fields show up, all our excuse me, all our grain amounts and storage amounts show up. Excuse me. The only downside is I lost all my crops on my field, so we're gonna have to start over. Not a big deal. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed this. It's a little bit darker on the core there of the wood, but it's not a big deal. I had to chop all these areas down here again. Not a big deal. So all his other maps are kind of similar like this. He updated it like that. He has all the darker trees. He took the conveyor belts out of the heaps. Another thing from his map. This reflects his other one, M. Flassenfer, which translates to on the riverfront or on the bank. So it's on the riverfront map. That's his other map, Funky's map, on the Maru site. You can definitely check that out. But basically what he changed, which is added, and I noticed this yesterday when I was going in the BGA and I was trying to get one of my vehicles out. You actually have to purchase the BGA to actually get in there, or kind of open it, and there'll be a signpost right about there, and it'll be like saying unlock field 19, but it's actually really expensive to open it. It's like 600,000. So I didn't want to purchase that because I'm already using it. So basically what you can do is go in your save game, go in economy.xml, open that with notepad or something, go down to field 19, which is the last field, and set that to true, and it'll unlock that. So it's not a big deal. And he does that to all his maps now, and I noticed the other on the riverfront map is like that. So not a big deal because I can always edit it that. But if you guys want to play that style where you don't want to open the BGA right away, you can definitely do that. But I kind of realized why he has those two silo bunkers by the main farm now, because if you don't have the money to open this, you can actually start doing some making some silage over there, and then once you open this later on, you can actually transport all that silage from the two bunkers by the main farm, and then just dump them in here, because that would make kind of sense then. And all the fields, they're going to have the new purchase signposts. They're not going to be those icons. You're going to see like a little signpost on the ground to purchase them, which is pretty nice. And the other changes were some bug fixes, new roads. Now some of the fields, you notice here, they have like a top grass growth to use them for the first time on some of the fields here. You obviously got to plow them, which is actually pretty nice. I think that's a pretty good feature. Looks a little bit more realistic. Yeah, the other things, like you said, he did some bug fixes, some stuff with the logging sell point. He made a little road here so you can get this here. So this is a little bit different. So yeah, I'm liking it so far, I guess, besides this area, but that's the way we'll roll with it, you know. We'll just have to adapt, so it's not a big deal. I still have this whole area here, and we can always get rid of a lot of this logs here. I can always trim this area here, and I could tuck some things in here, which I might actually do. So yeah, that's what's going on with the version 1.1. And actually, let me head on over here to the bunker, because I added in the silage bunker mod by Upside Down, and I'm gonna have to cover this now, because if I don't, the silage goes bad. So let me actually bring a tractor over there, because I need to move that conveyor. And the reason why I'm using that now, and I'll show you here shortly, is I got a new mod, just came out today, and it was one I've been waiting for. And keep in mind, he's still got to do work on it. He just released it for us to play with, because some of us were impatient and want to play that, use his mod. Let's hook this up. Might be a little difficult being on that bag. There we go. That looks pretty nice. We'll actually just tuck it right in there. And the reason, if you guys don't know what the silo bunker, I guess it's silo bunker extension mod. Basically, it adds a little bit more realistic realism to the silage and the bunkers. So basically, anytime you let's move this out of the way. Anytime you get into the silage, you pretty much have to uncover it and get what you need and then cover it back up, because it can actually go bad. And what it does, it'll actually turn into like basically manure, and then you can just spread it on your field, but you can actually lose your silage. So you got to keep it covered every time you're not using it. So that's why I did that. And another thing it adds is when you're here dumping your silage or chaff to make silage, compacting is a little bit more realistic. You actually have to compact the whole, like almost every inch of it, basically, to get it to compact 100%. We'll show you that in a later episode when we start working on the BGA stuff again. But there's local compact areas. Let's bring up my silo HUD, which is left control B. Maybe this make a little bit more sense. Excuse me, pardon me. So basically, each one of these is a local compact area. So you got to get these to 100%, and once you get these 100%, this whole area, like in stock, will get up to 100%, and then you can cover it. You can actually cover it probably like what, 90% or 80%. It depends on what you want. But the thing is, you might not get as much silo out of, or silage out of it. You could get manure out of it. So the best thing to do is compact it 100%. And you got to go up the middle, down the sides, and it just takes a little bit longer to mess with it. But another thing you can do is you can actually make slopes on it. So you can make this down here not as high as the end over there, and you can pack it really high as far as you can, and then you can make like a slope so it's easier for you to get in there. So it's almost like real life. And the reason why I added that in there, because new mod came out. It's on mod hosters, and I've been waiting for this. It's the Silo Tools Pack, and it actually is under feeding technology. And you get basically a whole slur of stuff to work the BGA. You get these silo rollers. They come in different sizes, small, medium, and you get to the large stuff. And then you get weights, and then you get this type of weight, which basically is like you add the weight to that by putting water in there, and it makes it heavier, and then you can dump it later, make it lighter. So it's pretty nice. And then they actually got this silo shield, which I've been waiting for forever, and it actually works on the bunkers, but you have to have the silo bunker extension mod for it to actually work by upside down, because it won't pick it up in the stock stuff. So it's pretty nice, so I can actually make a nice slope with the shield. So that's what we got going on with that. So that's going to be a pretty nice mod. I actually tested it out today on my test map, and it works out really well. He said right now he released it early. It's just because so we can play with it. I think he wants feedback so we can improve on it. So right now there's some stuff that needs work with it. I don't know as far as under the hood, but he said they don't get dirty right now, which he's going to work on in the future, so no worries on that. But it gives us a chance to play with this stuff, and it's really nice. And this big silo roller, you're probably going to need a pretty massive tractor. And let me wait here a second. I guess it's stuck. The best tractor to use for that is the new one from the Curvitz K700A from Giant Sight, and it works perfect with that. That thing is pretty massive. So that's what I got going on. So finally we get to use this silo extension bunker mod. I probably pronounced that wrong about 12 times. So yeah, let's get going on this. I'm trying to finish up these fields. These are just the basic stuff you get started with when you pretty much start the map over again. So I kind of lost out on my potato harvest, but basically what I did, I actually lost out on my sugar beets because I really only had half that field harvested. So I probably only got about sugar beets 118, and I never got a chance to harvest the potatoes, but I gave myself roughly about as much as I had for the sugar beets, so it's not a big deal, guys, because we can always plant them again and harvest again. So we'll just rent that guy again. He's just sitting over there. I still have 20 hours on him, so they'll probably pick him up tomorrow. Got no harvesting going on tomorrow. We already just harvest the stock stuff when you start the map. Not much we're gonna do tomorrow. Probably just cultivate a little bit. Maybe seed. I don't know if you can seed when it rains. But yep. Another downside too when I had to start the map, update the map, is I actually had to rebuy my pigs and stock them up with food and whatnot, because somehow the XMLs don't show the stock, the modded stuff in there, so it's okay. We'll see how this map goes. I mean, I'm still liking it. I'm really falling in love with the other funky map mod. So alright guys, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Just had to look up what that mod is for the bunker. From the zip file, it's actually called Improve Silage Bunker, and I believe that's, like I said, it's by Upside Down. So you can grab that on mod hosters. Just go into the section of the scripts, scroll down for a while. If you can find any other one by Upside Down, go in there, one of those mods, and go down and click his name. If you click his name, it'll take you to his profile, and then on the top there's going to be a tab. Click the mod tab, and it'll take you all to his mods, and then you should be able to find the Improved Silage Bunker mod, which is one of his earlier ones, so it's probably going to be on the bottom. And the other funky map that I always keep chopping up is, I'm probably not going to pronounce this right, AM space FLUSSUFER version 1.1, Flucifer version 1. on the bank, I believe it translates to, like I said, on the riverfront. So that's possibly one of the maps I'm probably gonna transfer to after I'm done with this map. And it's laid out the same style, and it's a very beautiful map. So I really like that map a lot. There's quite a couple of reasons why I like that map, and mostly the farm layout in that one is better than this one. See, my sound is down. The actual sheep are located at the main farm, and everything's there, so we're gonna do some more of this chipping. Because might as well, I gotta get this area cleaned up. So I had one of my subscribers message me on, I think, my last videos, and he was asking me, I don't know his name off the top of my head, but he was asking me, do I use a Xbox or 360 controller? And no, I don't. I actually use mouse and keyboard for all this. I do have a generic. Let's see if I can turn this guy off. He's really loud, but I don't think I can do that. Let's move him out of the way. He's nice to have, but for video purposes, he's really loud. Let's bring over that other case. Actually, I could bring this guy over. Let's get this all set up. So yeah, I just use mouse keyboard. I do have an old generic PlayStation 2 controller I had for many years. The only downside with that is a lot of the newer games don't recognize it, so I gotta program all the buttons. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I don't really use a controller. And plus, I'm a fan of the mouse and keyboard. I do have an old Microsoft Flight Stick that I'm gonna possibly hook up one of these days to actually do. Let's get this all set up. To do some forestry. I should be good enough with one controller. I really don't have the. Oh, I need a hook. Fix that. There we go. So I really don't have the space on my desk to hook up two of those controllers, and my chair's not optimized for that, so I'll definitely one of these days get around to setting that up, because I think it would help out in forestry a lot, especially working these claws and Ponzi's. And it has plenty of buttons on it, so I can figure out, I can pretty much cover all my bases on what I need to control with. Let's see if I can grab two. Been having some luck grabbing two. You just gotta get them pretty square when you pick them up. Yeah. Spin that guy around, I guess. It's a really nice chipper. So I think I'm going to create some more potato and sugar beet field. Probably redo the harvest like I had before, all the corn, and get the BGA stuff going. There was a great demand for wheat. I actually sold quite a bit of it, and I still have some left over. And I think that harvester is done out here. Yeah. So we're done with all the harvest. I'll just leave this stuff out here because I can always bring that stuff back later. I might bring the canola harvest back. Just leave the harvester out here. I think I'm going to buy another harvester, a smaller one, and just leave it at the BGA or somewhere out here so I don't have to drive this harvester from all the way over the farm up to over here. And that should be good. I don't think this will fit through there, but I'll just leave it right here. Oh, let's actually toggle to the forestry area. I forgot to tell you what the downside is of these new trees. Before I started this map, I actually populated this forest area. Gave myself some extra money to make it a little bit more dense, but you notice there that some of the trees are lighter. That's because you're using the placeable trees here, and they kind of stand out next to these other ones, so that's the only downside. I would notice that if you try to populate some of these forestry areas, you'll definitely know some of these stock trees will stand out like a sore thumb. But these other trees that I got, these modded ones, which cost nothing, they're good to populate. They have a different color and shape to them, and they actually kind of blend in a little bit better, so that's not a big deal. And I believe you can search for these if you guys want to use these. The only reason why I use these is because sometimes if you start a map and you think the forestry area is a little thin, and you can thicken it up, and it's kind of a easy way to alter a map to make it yourself. That's kind of why I like placeables. So we're gonna have to actually clear out this area because all these trees came back that we placed, except the ones we bought, so it's not a big deal. So they don't really stand out too much, just because kind of looks like an lighting effect, lighter and dark, but yeah, they don't stand out too much. So, but you can definitely see the difference here between the two trees of what the changes are. The lighter bark, the darker, the needles, they look a little bit more transparent on the stock one, and then these guys don't. They look fuller. So I was a little weird about those trees at first, but I noticed a lot of the modded maps have those type of trees now. I just wish they would release a placeable version for us that we can buy them, so that if we don't like the wood thick population, we can actually populate them. This thing's swinging way too much. So I'll probably go empty a lot of those storage, definitely the wood chips. I mean, how much we got now? 197, it's a pretty good amount. It's not $1,000,000, but it's not $0. This guy got stuck. Actually, let's turn it this way because I want that stick to go in. Yeah, sometimes they get stuck. All you have to do is just move them a little bit. Actually, I think I can grip these and actually move them the way I want it. There we go. They always seem to get stuck a little bit. Quick way I do is just push down on it and let it bounce up. So I'll wait till that track clears before I put more in there. I really love the animation of the wood chipper. She's almost done. There we go. I like how it looks when it's got dirty. I really love the dirt textures in this. So some of you may or may not know, they actually Giants has released a pre-order of a DLC. It's JCB pack. It's actually a really nice pack. It's got 2 tractors in there. It's got 2 types of wheel loaders. It's actually got a smaller one, which is like a Bobcat. And then it's got implements for it. I believe there's your standard implements, and then there's actually a stump grinder in there. So I'm definitely going to be getting that. I do like JCB. I did use a JCB mod in 13, but it wasn't a very good one, so I don't think I used it much. And I think that's what we need in the farm sim world, is actually a really good JCB model, and I think the Giants want to be great for that. So I believe it's pre-order $9.99 off the Giants site, so you have to go to the DLC site to see it. It doesn't show up on the main site, and it actually comes out this Thursday, April 2nd, so that'd be nice. And I think the other thing that is really nice about that is it's the first type tractor release of a DLC, and we're hoping that the Lua files, that the Modern Needs is going to be released shortly after. So that's another exciting thing. Get some quality mods coming out. We've actually been having some pretty good mods coming out the last week. Oh shoot, that was full. I'm just wasting chips. Let's just turn it off. I wasn't paying attention there. I was talking, but lucky I caught it there. Get some wood chips out of that guy. Wood chips sell fairly good in this map. So I'm probably gonna get quite a bit of money out of all these chips. I could wait for a great demand, but it seems like the first great demand that I ever had on this map was wood chips, so I still have the great demand for the wheat, so I might later on dump some more of that over the sell point. So I may make this a little bit longer, is because I probably won't have another recording coming out for a few days, so no worries guys. I mean, if it's too long for you guys, just do what I do. I just take a pause, come back a day or so, and YouTube usually leaves off where you were watching stuff, or just fast forward where you left off and continue on watching. Because I know sometimes these videos can be pretty long on YouTube. But, you know, there's always the pause button, guys. And just take a break, you know. Go grab a drink. Get some food. Go do what you gotta do and come back, you know. We'll always be here waiting for you. We're always here, guys. If you gotta go to work for a little bit, when you come back, we'll be here the next day or later on in the day. We're not going anywhere. It's the magic of TV or YouTube or internet. I'm old school. Yes, we had antenna TVs when I was around. You guys don't know what that is? There's these antennas that you put on your TVs, and either UHF or VHF, I think it stands for ultra high frequency, and I don't know what VH is. Very high frequency, or I don't remember what it stands for, but they sent out TV waves in the air just like radio back then, and you can use the antennas to actually pick them up and you can watch TV. Not like nowadays where everything goes through a fiber optic cable. Actually, I think they got rid of antenna TV a while back, which is, I think they called it analog, which that was true analog. I know they say there's analog now, but it's not true analog. Those were the good old days. Just like cable TV, if you wanted really good cable and you didn't have to pay for a subscription, all you had to do was get a big old dish like they have now for Dish Network. It's nothing like Dish Network. This thing is huge. You would put it in your backyard. It was actually a pretty good size. And then you just, I think you have to know where to turn it and get it precise. So I think usually the cable company would tell you where. And then, or not, you can just mess around and try to figure out where the satellite is, and you can just turn this thing towards the sky and you can actually get free cable. The only thing is you just had to buy that dish to pick up the satellite frequency. It's pretty nice because my dad got one time from a buddy. And we had some good cable channels then. But if it was cloudy or raining, you wouldn't get much. I think it worked in some of the clouds, but like the rain clouds and stuff, the thicker clouds, it wouldn't pick up a signal. If it did, it would come in hazy, staticky. What they used to call snow. I don't think we have snow now in TV sets. I think if there's a loss in signal, it's just a blank screen or jump in the signal. Anyways, talking nonsense now. I believe I'm gonna get this last pile over there and call this an episode. And I probably won't see you guys for a couple of days, so you guys definitely have a great couple of days coming up. Hopefully we'll see you around hump day. Hopefully you guys survived the hump day. Sometimes those work weeks can be pretty hectic. Mondays and Tuesdays. Alrighty, let's swing this guy around here and we'll finish off the chipping. And we should be done with this area. I think I should have enough money to actually get some orchards up here or some greenhouses. I try to set up the button on my mouse. There's 2 extra buttons where my thumb is, and apparently this type of mouse, Windows does not detect it as a working button. It does work though when I'm using it on the browser or some other functions on desktop, but as far as stuff in games, it does not detect it. So I try to go in there and do some different settings on it, and it does not work. From what I read, that some of these mouses, Windows does not detect it as a device itself, so I'm sure Windows 8 might, but I think it's just a Windows 7 thing, which kind of sucks because I was hoping to get that claw to be working with that, but it's okay. It's no big deal. Alright, I believe that's the last one. Let's jump on out. I might hit F4 here. That'll help me see if there's any little guys on the ground. Nope. And that one's got a little stuck in there, so... This guy's being a little stubborn. Let's go to first person. Nope, it's going in. There we go. Actually, I can go to... well, every time I try to go to first person, it starts chipping. And that's all she wrote. Turn that off. Hit X. And we'll put this in a better position for travel. There we go. That looks better. And I'm just going to leave it here for now, and I'll move it later. It's the old construction site. Alrighty guys, that's about it. So until next time, you guys have a great week and enjoy yourself out there. Alright guys, bye bye.